Hey cruising crew, and welcome to the channel. I'm Alexis, and in the year of 2025, I went on 8 different cruises, spent 63 days at sea, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of those cruises for you. I'm going to break it down into 3 different sections. Would I book it again? Was it a hit or was it a miss? Hopefully this video will help you with your 2026 bookings, so without further ado, hit that subscribe button and let's just get into it. So let's start off with cruise number 1. I started off 2025 on the Celebrity Ascent for 7 days. This was still during its inaugural season, and I was so excited because this is an Edge series class, which I absolutely loved Beyond. If you've seen any of my other videos, I spent over a month on Beyond in 2023, so I was so excited for a brand new version of it. We spent 7 days on the Ascent and we did have the ultimate dining, and I will say that the food was absolutely amazing. I'm going to say that the itinerary was so-so. It was just in the Caribbean, which I've been to a lot, so the itinerary didn't really affect my cruise. I also will say the entertainment on board was absolutely phenomenal. We ended up making friends with all the bartenders. We ended up making friends just on the cruise in general. So this cruise experience was so much fun. And I think that I'm going to put it into 2 categories. Number 1, it was definitely a hit. And yes, I would book this again. Cruise number 2 was something completely new for me this year. I tried a completely new cruise line. I went on the Norwegian Aqua for 2 sailings. So basically, this is just 1 cruise, but I'm counting it as 2 because I did a back-to-back. So this was my first time trying Norwegian. I had no idea what to expect, haven't really heard stuff about it. And we actually went on the very first inaugural cruise. And so that was really fun. I will say this ship was absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite things about the ships is how much seating there was all around the outside decks. I thought the layout wasn't my favorite. It was a little bit confusing. And I think the food, like, I was pretty disappointed in it. We did do like an ultimate dining package, and I will say it was good for what it was, but it did not compare to what we had had a couple months on the Celebrity Ascent. I think something that I thought was also lacking on this cruise was the entertainment. It just like didn't compare to what Royal Caribbean has out there or Celebrity, and I was pretty disappointed. We did spend 2 weeks back to back on this cruise, and I feel like I got to do every single thing that the ship offered. And I don't know, I thought this cruise was really fun. I'm glad we got to try something new. And I don't know, it's just not the type of cruise that I would normally take. So I'm going to put in this category, I do love the ship, but it was a miss. Next cruise I did was 7 days on the Celebrity Beyond. Now, if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I absolutely love this ship. So before Ascent came out, Beyond is my favorite cruise ship ever. Then Ascent came out, and I thought that was my favorite ship because it's just newer and more fresh. And I love this class of ship. I love the food on Beyond. I love the entertainment. I love the layout. I love everything about this. We did have Aqua class, which is a suite class. So we got to eat in the Blue restaurant, and we did have the thermal spa. So that just made for such a great cruise. Once again, this itinerary was in the Caribbean, so it was so-so. Overall, though, I just love this cruise ship. I know what I'm going to get when I come on board. It's so classy, so nice. And I'm going to put this in the category that it was definitely a hit and I would book again. The next cruise that I went on was also a brand new ship for me. I spent 7 days on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. So I was so excited because we had not tried Icon class before and I have been dying to, and it just fell into our lap and we had to go. So I was so excited because I love the Oasis class ships on Royal Caribbean. And so trying something new with more neighborhoods, bigger, better, I was so excited. When I stepped on board, I was in awe. I thought this ship was absolutely incredible. There's so much to do, there's so much to see. And I think what I really like about Icon class is that even though there are so many people on board, the ship is so big, it doesn't really feel that crowded because it's spread out pretty nicely. We did have the ultimate dining package, and I absolutely loved the food. The food kind of like made the trip for me. I will say that I wish there was like better craft bars on here with how big the ship is. But other than that, we had a great time. I will say that since it was a big ship, there were so many kids, and I did not like that. It felt like the whole ship was overrun with kids. And I get it, it's for families, and there are those adult spaces, but it was just like overrun with kids. I will say that I think that this is my new favorite Royal Caribbean ship just because I love the layout. I love how there's so many things to do on board. You're never bored. And I love all of the food and drink options as well. So I'm going to put this into two categories. It was definitely a hit. And yes, I would book it again. The next cruise I did was on Beyond, the Celebrity Beyond. We did 7 more nights on Beyond. We actually did this right as soon as we got off Icon of the Seas. And we just booked this because, once again, it fell in our lap. We were already getting off of Icon, and we love that ship. I will say that since it was the same itinerary, we didn't really get off. It wasn't that much like of a memorable cruise. We kind of just relaxed, and we did have aqua class, so we kind of just stayed in the gym and in our room. And yeah, it was okay. I think that I kind of want to hold off on Beyond for a while just because we've been cruising on it so much. I'm not going to say that it was a hit, but I'm also not going to say that it was a miss. And of course, I would book this again. I just need some time. The next cruise I did, I'm very familiar with. I've cruised on this ship again so many times, and this was on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas. We did do a 7-night cruise on this in the Caribbean and Mexico. We actually had another couple with us, and we went cruising with friends. So that made this cruise so much fun and different than, like, say, when we went on the Beyond. So we did the ultimate dining once again, and I absolutely love the dining options on these Oasis class ships. It's just nothing compares to it. We had so much fun. I will say that I was kind of upset because Harmony of the Seas does have the Broadway show Grease, which I really love. And I was so excited to go watch it again, but they got rid of it. It's no more. And so we didn't really find ourselves going to any of the shows, which is totally fine because we have seen them all. But that was a little disappointing. I will say, because we went with a group of friends, this was so much fun, and I'm going to put it in the category that it was a complete hit, and I would book it again. And when I say book it again, I mean book an Oasis class ship, even like Harmony, with friends. My last 2 cruises of the year were on the same ship, so I did back to back, and I have been anticipating this ship for so long, and I had the highest expectations before going on board. I spent 14 days, so back-to-back cruise, on Excel, Celebrity Excel. This is the brand new ship that Celebrity has come out with. There are so many differences that they said were going to be different than the Beyond or the Ascent, and I was so excited before stepping on board. When I stepped on board, of course, I love this class of ship. I was blown away. I absolutely loved it. I will say that there were a few things that I didn't like about the new cruise ship, and then there was things that I really did like. And the things that I really did like are gonna just overflow the things that I didn't. So if you are familiar with the Edge class ships, you know that they have Eden, the venue Eden, and the restaurant and the bar, and that's where you can find like serene spot to just chill, hang out, listen to chill live music. Well, the Excel has something completely new called the Bazaar. The Bazaar is a unique space, and it changes from day to day depending on what port you are. Now, this is very unique, and it was very fun and lively. I will say it is just loud. It is a loud atmosphere, and it's completely different than Eden, so that kind of took me back. I am going to say I was surprised that I was like really annoyed with how loud the ship was. And I know that they're trying to make it more lively, trying to put more activities out in the day. They're kind of trying to like be like a Royal Caribbean style, like with their activities, which is totally fine, and I get that. But it just took me by surprise because Celebrity is usually more calm and you can find quiet spaces. I found that I could not find a single quiet spot. I would try to go to the bazaar to work. That was impossible because, once again, there's just so much going on in there at all times of the day. Even when we had lunch at Raw on 5, it was so loud from the promenade. And even when I would try to find somewhere to read a book and it was just so loud. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be lively, and I totally get that. That kind of like really annoyed me with my cruise. Okay, and now for my favorite part of this new Excel ship. If you know, you know. It's just an absolute game changer. It is my favorite thing on any other cruise ship out there, which is saying a lot. This is just a complete game changer. And if you know, you know, then I mean, it's hard not to love. So I'm going to put this in. It was definitely a hit, and I will definitely be booking Excel again. So those were all my cruises for 2025, and I just think that any cruise is an absolute hit, but sometimes you book a cruise and you don't really know what you're getting into. So I hope that this video could help some of you guys for your 2026 bookings. Let me know down in the comments what bookings you guys have for 2026, where you guys plan on going, what ships you're excited about. I am so excited because I have some fun cruises coming up this next year, and I can't wait to put out product for you guys and content. And so stay tuned for all of those videos. Now, if you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it at all, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you're always updated with all things cruising and travel. Don't forget to always seize the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.